Okay. My first time. Hello, everyone. It's my first time on IG Live, so I'm getting used to it. Almost couldn't connect. Okay, Afan, you can start.
Okay, perfect. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for your patience. Thank you very much. So my name is Afan. I am the moderator for today's session. As you all know, Alia and Azri are our founders, Small Changes is founders. So today I'll be asking them some questions on how did they start with Small Changes. And this session will also have like an extra thing where I would like to ask questions on how to maintain an organization. So I would like to repeat, the session today is all about how to create an organization, one, and then the second part would be how to maintain it. So Alia and Amarizan will be sharing their take on it. All right? Are you guys ready?
Okay, sure.
All right.
All right, perfect. Okay, let's start something light and easy. I guess you guys can introduce yourself. Maybe Alia can go first, and then Amarizan. So tell us about who you are, and then share some nice fact, some like your background, your career right now, and maybe something special about SC that you and us might know. So yeah, go ahead, Alia.
All right. So hi everybody. Assalamualaikum and a very good night. Thank you so much for spending your Friday night listening to us, tuning to us, and I'm Alia Amarizan. I am the co-founder of Small Changes together with Azri Malek and actually a few other friends. And currently I run a company in Kota Damansara, a manufacturing company. I've been with the company for about 14-15 years. So by background, I'm an entrepreneur, and but my major is in finance, so I take care of the money, the company's money, and also Small Changes is finance as well. Something special about Small Changes is we actually, I think unofficially we started in 2009, but we've done so much work together, me and Azri and other friends as well. But the name Small Changes really started off in about 2011. So that's a pretty long time, more than a decade. And I'm really happy that Small Changes. I think Small Changes came to me instead of I seek for it. So that's the basics on me. Azri.
Hey, hello, everyone. Hi, my name is Azri Malek. I'm a lawyer by profession. I've been in practice for the past 10 years. I am a partner in my own firm, Malik Polian & Gunn. And I practice corporate conveyancing. What else there? I'm a proud father of a 3-year-old daughter.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out
And
to my
beautiful wife.
yes, my loving wife. And about Small Changes, I think my role in Small Changes has always been trying to recruit people. I seek talents, and something special about Small Changes is, for me, is the philosophy. Is something very simple that can resonate to a lot of people, and a lot of people join because of the simplicity of Small Changes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Amarizan and Alia. So I would like to reiterate, Small Changes started back in 2011, and it has been a decade, as what Alia has mentioned just now. Okay, so question for Amarizan and Alia, both. back then, back in 2011, you guys were younger. And now, given that you have grown, you have, all your professional tendencies, you have your work, you have family, right? Maybe you can share to our viewers today, how did the idea come about back in 2011? That's one. And then, how did you cope and remain consistent up until now, despite the fact that you guys have other commitments, right? Maybe you can share how you stay committed to this organization on top of your growing commitments. So go ahead.
All right. Then Azri, you can start.
Okay. Background. I mean, it all started through friendship. I mean, like, for us, it's a bunch of friends hanging out together, wanting to network, wanting to spend time together, but with a purpose. That's all how it started. We had no grand goals. We just wanted to spend our time productively. Sometimes we just chill, and then there's no end result, right? We just chill, lepak. But with small changes, we try to create projects that we can work together with, and work towards that goal. Yeah. So I guess it's a higher level of friendship whereby you don't only be friends for companionship, but
Yes.
together trying to do good things to the world. So slightly more focused. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a platform I view, because doing things alone can be tiring. With 2 people, it's better. 3 people, better. More friends, it's much better. So it all started with friendship, wanting to do good.
Yeah. Azri always says, hanging out with a purpose.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to expand on it?
Yeah, I
Or-
think,
Kale.
yeah, when we first started, I mean, the idea is very basic. The idea is, as you said, hanging out with a purpose. But also, I think, when you hang out with like-minded people, then you would like to emulate, each other's positivity or their strength. So I think at the end of the day, when you hang out with like-minded people and you share a certain similarities, then things fall into place really easily. And I think that's a nice thing about small changes. And it doesn't have to be grand. You just have to have some friends. And I think you have to understand, everyone had commitments. Even when we first started pun, everyone was just starting out in life, starting out in their career, and managing expectation was, I think, very important, because although everyone wanted to, everyone had great ideas, everyone wanted to do a lot of things, but I think managing expectations in terms of knowing your limits, and knowing what to expect, and sometimes saying no is okay. So I think that's how starting an organization should be. Because basically, if you have to understand, even for NGOs, there are steps in the size of the organization. When macam for companies, you start up probably just 1% or 2%, 2 people, and then when you expand, then there'll be more organizing towards, or more expectation towards bigger size organizations. But when you start small, then everything is usually friends and family. That's where you tap your pool of friends and pool of family, and use whatever resources that's available to you during that time. So yeah, I think starting tu senang, maintaining tu is a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
I have to
Yeah.
agree with you guys.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with you. Now, I just would like to reiterate to all of our viewers right now. The topic is about building an organization, how to build it, and how to maintain it. So now, my question, in reference to that theme, number one, the first part would be building an organization. Number two is maintaining it, right? Like you said, Alia, at first it's kind of easy to start, but then to maintain it's hard, right? My question would be, what was it like for you to mobilize your connections to join your cause? That's the first part. And second one, how do you create a sustainable change? How do you make sure your connections remain with you throughout, until now, 2017?
Azri, you want to start?
Oh, me. Okay. Mobilize connections. I think it's fun. I think it was fairly easy because when you have a cause in mind, I mean, like, people tend to gravitate to you. A lot of people actually just want to do good, but they don't have the platform or friends to do good things with. So if you are excited about a project, I mean, just go forward, share that enthusiasm, and mobilizing won't be easy. I mean, a lot of people mistake that people follow certain individuals, in causes, but it's rarely the case. People follow the cause that you advocate. People follow the values that espouse. If you have passion in knowledge, sharing knowledge, you will tend to gravitate or attract people who are of the same mindset. Yeah. So in that sense, even strangers can become friends, good friends. Even I mean, like, strangers, you will know new people with different viewpoints. So in that sense, is mobilizing is fairly easy. I would say easy if you know what you want to do. Yeah. Well, the second part of the question is, what was it? Was it to be consistent? Was it that?
How do you retain? I guess the idea is to retain people and stay with you up until now.
Like I said, I can share more on this, but when you attract people of the same values, of the same philosophy, they will be more likely to continue with the cause. Ideas outlive people. Outlive people. If you have the right ideas in the organization, it will transcend your lifetime. It will transcend your period of activity or involvement in that organization. So perhaps a more practical step is how to maintain is to create the second or third tier of leadership that will take over the organization, that shares the same values, or more or less the same, that aspires more or less the same thing, and then they will grow the organization to much better heights, much greater heights than what you can do initially. So it's all about, like, choosing the right person in the second or third tier of leadership to take over. It's already half the battle won. I will say, if you have the right team, which always try to draw from the pool of people that have their right in the right place, and of course you have to mix it with the people with the right competencies, different people from different background, because you can leverage on everyone's strength. Then hopefully it will be a more or less sustainable or auto-driven society. Yeah.
I think for Azri and I think I can speak for both of us. At a certain stage, I think I was about 4 to 5 years into leading Small Changes, that we made a conscious decision that, from the beginning, we would like Small Changes to be beyond us. So that's the first step for us to really, would like to take small changes to the next level. Like basically, small changes is not just Azri, Malek, and Alia. Small changes is everybody that works for it, for the cause, So, and yeah, 4 to 5 years into it, we made a conscious decision to um, allow new talents and new ideas to lead small changes, so that we get fresh ideas and we get fresh talents to bring it to a different level that we have, because when we first started, it was really cowboy style, like whatever we have, whatever money that we have, whatever friends, whatever help that we have, we just bulldoze our way through, because we had some ideas of what we wanted to do, like the camps in Johor. The first camp of small changes was in Pasir Gudang and Reef. That, I think, that was really cowboy punya style lah. But
Yeah.
when you have ideas and you have the will to see it through, then you will just do anything, but that is our Azri and I punya, our leadership style. So, for us, we would like to see small changes to probably be steered with different talents and different ideas. So, so we see inside the organization, like even through our projects, when we have, I think it's fair to say that everyone have different strengths and weaknesses. So I think Azri and I, we kind of see within the talent of small changes, like who would be able to lead. So that's the first step of I think how we maintain small changes, because of course as you progress in life, your commitment also progress. So we realized that we could only put in so much time and so much effort into small changes, but we would like it to go further. So allowing the new faces to take over small changes was one of the best decisions, I think, that we made. Of course there were bumps in the road, but that's normal. Yeah, so I think that's the but letting go of small changes is not abandoning it. No, that's what we did was we allowed small changes to progress further, but we still keep we still keep our how shall I say, what's the word, Azri?
Your heart
Our
in
hearts
the
and
organization.
yeah.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, we've had some really fantastic ideas. With different leadership, we see small changes really find its her own footing, because with us it's different than with I think the next one was Shida and Sharif. They brought small changes into different avenues, and then we had other great presidents
Yusuf.
and vice,
Yeah.
Yusuf, and
Rafan, Iman, Vimalan, everyone, Daryl. Yeah.
Dara, yeah,
Everyone is
so
hard to mention everyone's name. Yeah, but yeah.
but we see you. But I think at the end of the day, um, the philosophy of small changes, big differences too, transcends Azri and I, and it transcends anybody. It's so easy. It's so basic that I think a lot of people can really feel in their heart. So I think that's why it's quite easy for small changes to still maintain after 9 years of inception.
That's it. Good, Alia. So I'm gonna try to capture what Abang said and what Alia said, all our words. So what Abang said now, I think is important and very good when strangers can be best of friends if you have a purpose and what you do. I think that's one of the good ways that one start an organization. Then to get also to the right shape, doesn't so that's it's part of that. Then Alia mentioned we try to maintain small changes. I think that's very to my question where small changes is your green card and you really could have a quote unquote healthy relationship with something that they believe, right? So my question would be, what makes you decide to let others take small changes and leave small changes, right? So what would be your rationale and mentality? Like how are you so okay to do that, right? And number two would be how do you make sure that small changes is in line? So posing this question to both of you. Azri, you can start.
My idea has always to be create more leaders. I mean, and the more leaders that we create, the more irrelevant I make myself, the closer I am to, I think, fulfilling my purpose. I mean, like, it's to enable others to lead. I like to enable
empower.
others to, empower. Yes, empower. Because I mean, like, ideas outlive people. I may only have like 60 years in general average lifespan. But I do hope the good work are continued or multiplied throughout the ages. Like, there's so many good things that we can do to the world. There's so many things that we can still address and correct. I mean, like, do you know that I think in 2020 I saw the statistics. There's still almost was it 2 million people dying out of poverty? I have to Google the out of hunger. I mean, these are some of the problems that I on my own cannot solve. I mean, of course, we need as many people as possible to continue to do good things so that we can solve many of the problems that I think should have been solved, or we should at least try to solve, right? I mean, like, a few years ago, I met with younger leaders who are passionate about orang asli. You know that some of the communities, orang asli fellow Malaysians in 2018 couldn't even attend school. I mean, like, there's no formal education for that,
Yeah.
I mean, I only have limited resources. When we gather more people and small changes, we can do big things. Yeah. So some of the issues requires more people. Yeah. So I hope I've answered roughly.
Yeah. I think I will touch on the financing part. I mean, the finance part of an organization, because I think that's really also one of the key things. Leadership is one thing, idea is one thing, but also the finance part of the organization is, to me, is one of the most important things, because in an NGO, we deal with public money. We deal with people's money, not our own money. So um, you know, for me, how I maintain uh, um, to be relevant or irrelevant in SC is by really looking into the numbers and making sure that how we use small changes as money is uh, right in the right direction, and even every cent matters to me. Every cent matters to me, and I usually don't allow any over budgeting or pembaziran, and if we can source out things for free or something like that, then I would really push for that, because I wouldn't like to use public money unnecessarily. So for me, in terms of how I maintain is, every year I will always check on the audited account or accounts of small changes. So basically, when I was in control, then we had several people who are privy to the accounts. When we first started, I used my personal account, but it's an unused bank account, so that I don't, campur my daily money with small changes as funds. And it's open for people to look at. That's how we started. And then when small changes grew, and when we officially registered, and we had official bank accounts under small changes, then I will always counter check and have a check and balance of the money that we use. So I think in terms of maintaining small changes, that's one of the, or any organization for that matter, um, you have to be transparent on how the money is being used, and how transparent, and also basically um, use the money wisely lah. So um, you know now I think on our level it's sort of like a custodian, or like a board of trustee punya level, where you know um, we make sure there is check and balance, uh, so that there's no money that are used improperly.
Gotcha. Thank you, Alia, for sharing with as well as someone really second important are important as well. We're gonna shift gears a little bit. I know the team is how to do an organization, but just to think interesting, my question is, what charm does small changes have aside of it being your brain? If you want to share, your outlook on change,
I think the
why
first
is it?
charm is Azri Malek.
I think we spoke briefly. The charm of small changes is its simplicity. The idea and the philosophy everyone can follow. Small changes, big differences. And another charm is, I would say, is adaptability, because there's no specific cause. It depends on the person that leads it. Depends on the person or the volunteers that want to bring up the cause. We've had numerous type of causes, projects involving rural education, involving disaster relief, flood relief, involving refugees, involving orphans, orang asli. There was some environmental project as well, I think a few years back. So that's also a charm, generalist in terms of cost. fueled by the passion of the person leading the projects itself.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Of course, we do have the core project, which is our Seeds of Deeds camp, and like aspire to inspire and stuff like that. Those are those are the ones that are done. The projects that are done every year, but there are also ad hoc projects. As how and when the management team thinks they would like to pursue, then yeah, I think that's the charm of the philosophy of small changes. Because, and also I think at the end of the day, it also goes back to the idea of one person can change, can make a change. However small change that you would like. You are one person, but you still can do something about it. And sometimes just a simple smile, can change a person who is having a bad day. Something like that. So the idea, the philosophy of small changes is very pure, very basic, and very pure. And yeah, and I mean sometimes people think you have to be grand, you have to be big, you have to be in a position of power to move the needle, to make a change in someone's life. But sometimes at the end of the day, you just being you is enough. Is enough to emulate the philosophy of small changes. So I think we have touched a lot of lives in terms of that. And I see if you guys are following small changes, there's a lot of fun ranges. And I think that idea of fun ranger is also a nice concept where whatever small, that whatever I wouldn't say small, but whatever that you would like to do, you are able to do, you can do, and whatever you do can change someone's life. So you don't have to be a dato or a Tan Sri to start doing something. You yourself can do something. So yeah, and I think when when we see a lot of people emulate that, I think our job here is done, to empower people, to empower people around us, to just do good, to just do something that they are able to do. So yeah, so I think that's the charm of small changes.
Thank you. Quite a few charms there. I really appreciate it, and but I think this is going to be my second last question, and then we will be to our viewers. So my second last question: both you and Azri are entrepreneurs, and in your opinion, do you think one must have an entrepreneurial acumen to start an organization, or that's not the case? What's your opinion on that?
I'll start. I don't think there's any causal link to us being entrepreneur and starting an organization or maintaining an organization for that matter. I think what's key and important is the interest and the passion that you have. If you are interested or passionate about certain things, more often than not, you will try to make it sustainable. You will make it as a part of your life. It's like some people like to play golf, for example, or cycle. They make time for that. Like for me, or for Alia, our hobby is, I would say my hobby, just speak myself, is part of it is social work, and small changes is a platform for it. Yeah. So it's really not about the business acumen, but rather what you like, whether it interests you. You will find ways to make the thing that you like work for you in your life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I concur. I concur with Azri. Because I've seen, of course, I think being an entrepreneur ourselves and running our own companies did give us the flexibility. But however, I have seen a lot of my friends who are just working 9 to 5 jobs, who are also running an NGO. Because at the end of the day, it's all about passion. It's about what you want to do with your life, and yeah, I have seen people who are in the corporate world juggling family, but they make time to also do some social work because they're really passionate about it. So I think it doesn't matter for us. It just gives us the flexibility. But other than that, I don't think it matters.
I appreciate the inputs. I guess I can summarize that in one word where once you have your interests, so other skills is just not necessary. So as long as you have a goal, then I guess you can make things work. Now moving on to my last question. This would be personal questions for both of you, and then moving on to Q&A. You can get any questions that you have from our viewers. So my last question would be, what are your future aspirations? Maybe do you want to start a new organization? I don't know. You tell us.
Yeah. For me, I speak for myself. I don't foresee myself starting any new organizations. But what I want to do is to contribute on a bigger scale, perhaps join organizations, other established organizations, and learn from them what they're doing right, what I can contribute in, perhaps on a national level. If I can increase my contribution, then on a global level, because I mean, if we are strong enough, we can do a lot more. Yeah, but it's just a hierarchy of effort. It should be, for me, I think personally, limited to locality around the area, family first, and then extend further and further national level. Yeah. So that's my aspiration.
For me, who knows? We don't know. Maybe not to start any organization. But I think I'm someone who would like always to challenge myself and find new things to do, new hobbies. I picked up gardening recently. Yeah, so in terms of social work, I would also like to expand further, but for the time being, I think I have a comfortable range of organizations that I work with, and which works for my schedule right now. So for now, there's no future plans of opening a new organization. But as I said, who knows? 5 years down the road, maybe, or doing something in a bigger scale. Yeah.
Nice. That's very lovely. I really hope that both of you guys can achieve your aspirations, I guess, inshallah. So we are about to end our session, I guess. Maybe from our viewers, you guys have questions to our founders, to our Azri, to Alia, any questions, feel free to write it and comment on our Insta Live, and then both of them will be addressing some of your questions on how to start an organization and how to maintain it. So go ahead. Reading for you. Oh, we have one question. I will address it to Alia and Azri. from Yen's Kitchen, what was the hardest thing you faced when you were running small changes?
It's always difficult doing projects. They will be bound to have challenges, but I mean, things will not always go to plan, right? I mean, like there will always be challenges, but the beauty of doing it with your friends, with a bunch of people, with committees, is that you tend to work together to solve it. I don't remember particularly any challenge which is bigger than the other. It's just part of the normal challenge of I guess, organizing projects. How do the last question that I remember is, how do you attract people to join small changes sustainably when people have different commitments? We can answer that first while waiting for a new question, right? Okay. If I may, I mean, once you assume position of responsibility, committee, memang undeniably you have to put a bit of commitment, more than a volunteer, more than a normal participant, more than a project individual project organizer. I mean, committee must memang have to put a bit more effort and dedicate a certain amount of time. So during interviewing stage, I mean, for the committees, we must manage expectations that these are the number of perhaps the amount of time that you have to put for certain posts is higher than others. So from there, especially the top 4, top 5 roles, you must have like that small changes as your second. I mean, like you may have studies or work, but it's your second priority, especially when you are holding a position of responsibility. Yeah. So in that case, in that sense, you from the start you have to manage it and say that if you want to take up this role, you must know that it comes with responsibility and dedication of time. Yeah. But for normal volunteers, for module leaders, maybe lesser commitment. Yeah.
What was the question again?
How do you attract people to join small changes sustainably when people have different commitment levels? Yeah.
I see. Yeah. So, basically that's it. Managing expectation of assuming certain roles in any type of organization. There'll be different expectations and different skills and different commitment that are needed by that person. So I think for small changes it's very I wouldn't say too demanding nor too loose. It works in a very respectful manner, whereby everyone is expected. If you join, of course you are expected of certain level of commitments, but if one is unable to meet that expectation, then being courteous of informing their peers or the management would be ideal. So I think it's at the end of the day, it's work responsibly and respectively, because we would like to respect people's time and people's effort. Not expecting more than needed, but also at the same time, we hope to receive a certain level of commitment, so that at the end of the day, things get done and the project gets moving. But so far I've seen a lot of commitments are given by the people who are in small changes. So yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kyla, for addressing two of our questions. I'm giving 1 more minute to address any questions to our viewers. If you guys have on how to start an NGO and everything. Welcome for the questions. And
Afan, can you speak up a bit? I can't hear you.
giving 1 minute to address any question. While for the last question, you guys can follow Amariz's Instagram. Alia, what's your Instagram? Alia Amarizan, right?
Yes, Alia Amarizan.
Yeah, Alia Amarizan.
Yeah. While we're waiting for the question, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Thank you for those who have volunteered and given their time and energy for small changes. You've done a great deal for the people around you. You know, sometimes you don't know who that you may inspire along the way, kan? How many lives you've changed along the way. Just simply by exerting a bit of your time, energy, just by believing in yourself more. Yeah, so thank you for that, and I hope the spirit lives on among the future generations. Yeah, hope small changes will grow. Small changes, big differences.
Yeah. Do you have more questions, Afan?
So far, no, I guess.
I'm gonna be filler. We believe in empowerment. This year we have our first ever female president. Year of empowerment for women. You know, so anyone leadership is not defined by race, gender. Well, I mean, we're multiracial. We have leaders from all backgrounds. You know, that's our philosophy. You know, that's our philosophy. Everyone can be a leader. Yeah, everyone can give back.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
And and sometimes
And I have an email, so empowerment. So, if you appreciate that, next year you join us in any following years, this one, we are adaptable and are open to discussion.
Okay.
Question. Mazri, Carla, do you have any final, final things that you say or share?
Azri, you want to go?
Nothing. It's just thank you for your time. Hope to see you in any of the programs. Okay, hope we can do more good things together.
Yeah. I think for anybody who are thinking of starting an organization, I just say go for it. Really, go for it. If you don't try, you don't know. It's okay to fail. Even in business, it's okay to fail. But of course, you have to do a calculated risk in terms of finance, and in terms of your money and stuff like that. But yeah, at the end of the day, you just gotta go for it. If you feel that you want to try something, anything, if you want to start an NGO, if you have one friend, or even if you have yourself, you can just go for it, start something, and hopefully whatever idea that you have, or whatever projects that you believe in, would be impactful. If you sometimes we always think that when we would like to do a project, it would be beneficial to the people who receive our work. But more often than not, people tell me that the impact goes to the person who are doing the work also. So don't don't limit yourself. There are a lot of platforms. If you are scared to start an organization, there are a lot of platforms that you can try to go to. But if you want to start an organization, by all means, go for it. But of course, you have to let's try to do it the proper way, not the cowboy way like us. But you never know if you don't try. So, in life, you just gotta have fun and do whatever that you feel like it. But of course, in a all the halal way, yeah. No bad things.